Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today so I can share this little video with you about a month in the life of a funeral celebrant. This is a video for anyone who is interested in this field of work and this topic, or for anyone who is actively participating in preparing a service for a beloved family member or friend. In this video, I'll share the number one question that my friends ask me when learning about the work that I do. And I'll also, of course, be explaining the answer to that question. But to begin, I'd just like to share a couple of quotes on this topic that kind of already point at the question and answer. The quote is from Khalil Gibran, and he says that the deeper that sorrow carves into your being, the more joy you can contain. And another one, you could leave your life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. That one is from Marcus Aurelius. My name is Joseph Andrin, and I've been working with a variety of funeral homes around Perth to deliver over 100 services this year, and about 40 of those in the capacity as a funeral celebrant. My aim when working with people in this place is to facilitate or to create a service that enables people to have a radically unique and expressive time in honor of their loved family member or friend. In other words, to make a beautiful and authentic service. The way that this usually happens is people will reach out to me directly, or I will reach out to people that I see have need through Facebook or social media. But most commonly, it's because a funeral home will get in touch with me and refer me to a family whose needs I would be best suited to. After I get in touch with a family, I then organize to share a little bit about the process of organizing a service with them via the phone. And then we gather to meet together in person for an in-depth family consultation. This is one of the peak highlights of the work that I get to do, as I get to sit down with a family and learn about the unique intricacies that they would like to have in their service. And I'll share a little bit about how that has panned out in just a moment. Once I have finished working with a family in person, I write a detailed script for everything that I want to say. Even though I'm a very experienced MC who has worked on organizing shows, performing in cabarets, freestyle style events, organizing parties, this kind of work requires a script because it usually has a lot of very particular details and facts that need to be said exactly right. So I prepare a script for every family and I send that to them for review. And then we finally come to the place where we deliver the service together at the designated time and location. In the past month, I've had the opportunity to work on a service where the son of the passed away, for the first time ever in public, wore a kilt in honor of his late father. I've also worked on a service where the service was started by a procession of Harley Davidson riding bikies with about 20 bikies escorting in the hearse into the cemetery. I've worked on a service where the children of the passed away organized an op shop in the condolence lounge where everything was free, featuring things from their beloved mother so that they could distribute those amongst the people who came to attend. And I've seen a service for a lord who got a lordship from buying some property in Scotland, who had an open casket style service in honouring with his Indian traditions and his family lineage from that end. And I've also worked on a service for a corporate event which was entirely out of the ordinary, where instead of meeting at a chapel, we met in a park, and instead of having speeches and eulogies, we all performed together a honouring ceremony, which is a process that I've innovated and pioneered, enabling people to come together and speak openly and boldly in a way that brings honour to a person that they have lost. When telling people about this work, the number one question that people ask me is how do I deal with the emotions of this process, and don't I find it to be challenging or tiring? And as I alluded to with the quote by Khalil Gibran, the deeper that sorrow carves into a being, the more joy it can contain. As a celebrant, I don't get entangled in the situation that the families and friends that I'm working through are going through. Rather, I simply get to hold space for them as I watch this deepening happening in them. I do experience some of the emotions, but as I haven't got a lifelong story associated with the person who is passing, those stories and emotions flow through me very quickly, quite effortlessly. There's been occasions where after particularly difficult funerals, such as a funeral for a very young child or a funeral related to suicide, where at the end of it I can feel depleted, but usually after a good meal I'm right back there again. And that's because my job really is just to hold space for the family to move through that work and to do that work. It's not to get entangled in the work. My name is Joseph Andren, and it's been an absolute delight to discover and develop this body of work. I would love to share more about it. I'm curious what questions you may have, and I'd love to hear any comments you may have about this as well. Alternatively, if you are in need for some funeral service help, in particular with celebrancy work, but in any area I may be able to provide assistance, please reach out to me via my website, soulfulcelebrant.com.au. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.